Hi everyone and welcome inside Platt Arena where the Huntington University Foresters are going to be taking on the Grace College Lancers. Hi everyone, I'm Logan Hunt, alongside me I'm joined by Kelsey Cruz. And Kelsey, the Lancers right now started off on a bit of a hot streak this season, coming to this game with a little bit of momentum. The Foresters with a little momentum of their own.
Absolutely, Logan. I'm excited for this matchup. We've got two teams. Huntington currently 7th in the conference. Grace currently 5th. Both are 2-2. Both looking to get that win that's going to push them over the edge to bump them up a spot in conference. Two great teams. This is a good matchup. It's going to be an exciting game tonight, and I'm excited for it.
It's definitely going to be exciting here inside Platt Arena. The Foresters really looking to come out strong in their last matchup against Goshen. They were able to take an exciting thriller there, with Trevor Lockwood slamming home the last second points to give the Foresters a 2-point advantage. Lockwood in that game came off the bench, had 16 points, was 8 for 8 from the field, 2 rebounds, and 5 blocks on the night, Kelsey.
Wow. That's amazing. I'd like to see another big game from him as well. And I think something that's going to be key for Huntington going into this game tonight is to really look out for a few of Grace's key players. They have 3 guys who are over 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 6'7", who are putting up points on the board. 2 leading scorers, Brandon Vanderhagen and Eric Bowen. I think those are 2 players that the Foresters really have to look out for in this game if they want to walk away with a win.
I say definitely the Foresters are going to have to keep an eye out for some of those big guys down low, and that's where the Foresters have kind of lacked this season so far. We mentioned Lockwood really had a big game against Goshen, and Goshen was a team receiving votes, and Grace receiving votes in the latest poll. And the Foresters 2-2 in conference right now and trying to kind of move ahead and jump up a few spots. They're ranked 7th in the conference, and as you can see, the Crossroads League just absolutely filled with with talent.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's one of the toughest leagues around us, in fact, and all these teams are working hard, pushing hard, have great athleticism and skill, and it's fun to watch that play out to see which teams are going to come out on top when they go head-to-head with other teams that are athletic and skilled. So I think we have one of those before us tonight, Logan.
I say you see Indiana Wesleyan, #1 in the nation. Only setback was to Cornerstone very early in the season. They're sitting at #1. Marion finally took a loss in the Crossroads League. Sit there at 2nd, and as you see, St. Francis, Bethel, Grace, and Goshen all right there. Top 6 just absolutely loaded. But Huntington and Taylor with a bit of a battle of their own, trying to seal up those last 2 spots. Don't sleep on Mount Vernon just quite yet, though. Mount Vernon, a very physical squad. It's a team that got their first win against the Foresters last year here inside Platt Arena, and so Huntington gonna have their hands full for the rest of this season. The Crossroads League really is no joke. We like to say it's like the SEC in football a lot of times. Seems like every team can beat you on any given night. So the Foresters have their eye out on Grace right now and really gonna look to slow down the balanced attack that Grace has. Like I said, there's not really a go-to guy, but there's a lot of seniors on this team and a lot of athleticism the Foresters are going to have to look out for. And I'm sure we're going to have a fun time here inside Platt Arena when we return in just a bit.
My name is James Parker and I'm from Port Elizabeth, South Africa. I'm majoring in exercise science under the Department of Kinesiology.
My name is Paris Williams and my major is sports and exercise studies.
Our department really comes in 2 different areas. The exercise science area, which is interested in the medical aspects of exercise. And the other side of the department looks at recreation and sport management, which is a little bit more in the business and the administrative side of sport.
Growing up, my mother had a lot of difficulties maintaining a healthy weight. And then when I got older, I made it my goal to try and motivate her and help her. And in about a 2-year period, she lost almost 75 pounds. I just saw how her life became better. And I wanted to be able to do that for other people. So it started at home, and hopefully I can impact a lot more households.
I was an exercise science major, but when I got a job here as an athletic trainer, that kind of changed my mind, and that's what I wanted to pursue, so I changed my major to exercise and sports studies.
The professors and faculty go and take the extra step to commit to students and to influence their lives and really set time apart for us, which is great.
My relationship with faculty and staff here in this department is really fun and easygoing.
They'll chat to you if they see you, they'll come and talk to you, and they want to know where you want to go in life and how they can help you get there, more so than just helping you get an A in the class.
I think like most professors here at Huntington University, we're here because we want to have relationships with the students. We don't want to just come to class and teach for 50 minutes and then go home. We're interested in interacting with them personally and getting to know them.
All my classes, we all able to get direct feedback from the professors when we have questions.
You never feel like just a number in any of them. You actually get to know the professor. You never feel afraid to ask questions.
A lot of our classes are very hands-on. We put a lot of emphasis on developing those skills by actually having them do the skills and not just talking about them in the classroom.
We have the YMCA close by and Parkview Hospital that's really close by, and between the two we get a lot of internship hours and get to actually practice what we learn about in the classroom.
We do blood pressure, skin fold tests. We get to do bod pod testing.
We have the bod pod, which is something that only a handful of schools in Indiana have, and the other schools are really big schools.
The university has been very good about making sure that we can have the latest and the best stuff in our lab so that we're testing students in stuff that they're going to see in the industry.
When you compare schools of our size against us, I'd say our resources are a lot better. The equipment we have is fantastic.
Post-graduation for our students is very strong. They end up going usually one of two ways, either into graduate school or into a position that is relevant to the field. If they've done their part here, to work hard, to make sure they have good internship experiences, good recommendations, then they are very, very competitive in whatever they want to do after graduation.
I'll be graduating this May, and I'm really excited to start working as a fitness and wellness coach at a corporate wellness center in Chicago.
After I graduate from here, I'll actually be going to Manchester University, and I'll be going to their athletic training program to become an athletic trainer.
It's extremely prevalent in the movies we watch, the music we listen to, or the lives that we got. But I'm not talking money, lust, or something as simple as those. I'm talking self-indulgence, greed, and pride which need exposed. From the very beginning, dealing with Adam and Eve, someone told us a lie and straight up made us believe that we're so very important and ever so clean, that our lives are so necessary and that we establish the peace. That I'm the status quo and it's not you, it's me. Well, they forgot to mention that this life ain't glee. It's not about you and I, and it ain't about protecting me. It's not the clothes we wear or the makeup on your cheek. It can't be the number of touchdown points scored or successes with those beautiful feet, and it most definitely isn't the money that we got in the pocket of our jeans.
I'm Mike Frame. I'm the head baseball coach here at Huntington University. This is my 31st year here at the university. We feel like that we have a tradition, a reputation of doing things the right way. We really place a high emphasis on commitment, personal responsibility, playing the game the right way, work ethic. Those things are all really important in our program. We're looking for those guys that really want to come to Huntington University and be challenged in the classroom, be challenged with their faith in Christ and growing in that part of their life, and place a high value on their baseball development, wanting to be a part of a program that's special. And that's what we try to work at every day.
Welcome back here live inside Platt Arena, where the Huntington University Foresters are getting ready to take on the Grace College Lancers. Hi everyone, I'm Logan Hunt. Alongside me, I have Kelsey Cruz. And Kelsey, we're just about ready for tip-off here between these two very, very solid squads in the Crossroads League. As we're starting to get the starting lineups for Grace, we're going to be looking now to the player introductions for Huntington, and we would like you guys to take a look at who is on this Forester roster.
Josh Rutland, freshman, Cecina High School.
Drew Benedict, junior, Columbia City High School.
Zach Rutland, freshman, Cecina High School.
Devin Murder, sophomore, Heritage Hills High School.
Kyle Hartman, freshman, Bishop Dwenger High School.
Mason Coverstone,
freshman, Columbia City High School.
Austin Carazia, junior, Linton Stockton High School.
Daniel Wool, junior, Columbia City High School.
Trevor Lockwood, sophomore, McCutcheon High School.
Derek Heinen, junior, Columbia City.
Kyle Platt, sophomore, Huntington North High School.
Kurt Siegel, sophomore, International Academy of St. Petersburg.
Derek Heinen, Kyle Hartman, Devin Murder, Daniel Wool, and Austin Carazia. Kelsey, which one of these fours is going to have a big game in order for the Foresters to come out victorious against the Lancers?
Logan, is it cheating to say all 5 of them? I think all 5 of these guys are extremely skilled. They're athletic. They play their positions well. And I think if they each have, I don't think any of them have to be a rock star tonight. If each of them has the type of game that they know how to play, I think they're going to come out on top against these Grace Lancers tonight.
I say definitely all these Foresters are going to have to play well, but in particular, you got to think some of the bigs for Huntington going to have to really contend down low. And we know the offense really flows through Daniel Wool here for Huntington. He usually gets out to a hot start for the Foresters, and then we see Derek Heinen kind of start to take over later in the match. Huntington's really adjusted well with Kyle Hartman at the point as well, with Zach Rutland out for the remainder of the season, was the starting point guard, and Hartman's done a fantastic job stepping in and really taking on that big role as a freshman.
And that's hard to do coming in not only as a freshman, but to come into the point guard position. That's impressive.
And we're off with Irwin with the ball. Foresters going to go strictly man-to-man to start this. Irwin going to take the 3, and Hartman gave it to him. Quick 3 on the board for the Lancers.
Irwin already making a statement. He averages about 13 to 14 points per game. He's definitely someone that the Foresters need to be looking out for.
Wool going one-on-one with Philman. Irwin comes to help. Carazia with the 3 from the corner. Nice find from Wool, but it's not going to be there. Irwin taking a long 2. That's going to be long. Hartman with the board. Here come the Foresters trying to run in transition. Murder with an easy deuce.
I like the upbeat tempo that the Foresters are coming out with right away. They're aggressive. They're driving to the basket. I think that's what they need.
Featherston getting his shot blocked by Wool. Rebound from Philman blocked away by Carazia. Lancers with the ball. Vanderhagen corner 3. No good. Wool with a strong board. Going up quickly to Heinen. Heinen inside, drawing contact. No foul, but able to make the bucket.
That's something you love to see from Derek Heinen. His aggressive takes to the basket. Guaranteed every time he goes in, he's either going to score or he's going to get fouled. It's a great thing for the Foresters as a team.
Down low, Bowen with it. One-on-one, fade away, over the top of Carazia. That's a nice shot there from the big fella. Lancers stay man-to-man. Don't see too much zone from the Crossroads League. Heinen battling with Vanderhagen. With the hook, leaves it short. Irwin inside, gonna have to dish it back out. Featherstone cutting inside with the layup, and he will be fouled. Foul will be on Devin Murder. That'll be the first foul of the game.
For a second there, I thought the foul was going to be called on Wool, and that's something that you don't want to see this game. Last time the Foresters were at home, Daniel Wool got himself into some foul trouble, and that hurt the Foresters, even though they were able to pull it out in the end. So that's something that we want to make sure doesn't happen if you're the Foresters. You don't want your big man in foul trouble.
Featherston able to hit the first free throw, only a 47% free throw shooter on the year, but making both look easy. Daniel Wool bringing it up court, something you don't see too often. Wool with the pull up in the lane, gonna roll in for him. Friendly bounce for the big fella. Irwin going down to Bowen. Turn inside, gonna be fouled. Foul will be on Kyle Hartman. That's going to send Bowen to the line to shoot 2. First one no good for Eric Bowen. Bowen, only a sophomore on this team, stands at 6'6" from Kokomo, Indiana, but largely has been a big part of this offense so far, Kelsey.
Absolutely, with a starting 5 that's mostly seniors, and he's the lone sophomore to be the leading scorer. That's pretty impressive.
Bowen was the 6th man last year for Grace and really logged some good numbers, and now stepping into that starting role has done a fantastic job for them. Daniel Wool with the pull-up, going to go long. Ball hit out of bounds by Featherston, I believe, so going to remain Forester basketball. 9-6, Grace out to the early lead. Wool cutting inside out to Hartman for 3. Leaves it short. Vanderhagen with the board. Out quickly to Irwin. Irwin going in transition is fouled and 1. That foul is going to be on Daniel Wool. So we see Coach Platt going to his bench early here. Kyle Platt, Josh Rutland, and Trevor Lockwood all coming in. Hartman, Carazia, and Wool going to take a seat. Irwin's free throw is no good. Lockwood with the rebound. Heinen at the point with Hartman on the bench. Up top, Heinen with it. Vanderhagen meets him. Rutland going to take the 3 ball, sagging off him. He'll miss that one off the back iron. Down low, Philman battling with Platt. Featherstone driving inside, going to get it stolen away by Lockwood.
I'd love to see a big game from Lockwood, Logan. He's done a great job improving throughout the season, and he can go in there and get his baskets, play great defense, and that's definitely what you need from your big guy.
Big shot there from Heinen. Able to get himself on the board in this contest. Irwin looking for a pass. Down low, Heinen with the steal. Coming in transition, Vanderhagen nearly with a steal. Heinen picking up a screen from Platt. Platt falls down. 10 on the shot clock. Heinen taking the 3, no good. Platt slapping it back out, but gonna go out of bounds. We saw Murder already trying to get back in transition. And that'll take us to our first under 16 media timeout with the Grace College Lancers on top of your Huntington University Foresters 11-8. We'll be right back with some more Forester basketball action in just a little bit.
It's extremely prevalent in the movies we watch, the music we listen to, or the lives that we got. But I'm not talking money, lust, or something as simple as those. I'm talking self-indulgence, greed, and pride which need exposed. From the very beginning, dealing with Adam and Eve, someone told us a lie and straight up made us believe that we're so very important and ever so clean, that our lives are so necessary and that we establish the peace. That I'm the status quo and it's not you, it's me. Well, they forgot to mention that this life ain't glee. It's not about you and I, and it ain't about protecting me. It's not the clothes we wear or the makeup on your cheek. It can't be the number of touchdown points scored or successes with those beautiful feet, and it most definitely isn't the money that we got in the pocket of our jeans.
Welcome back to Huntington University, where the Foresters trail the Lancers early in this first half. 11-8, Grace on top. And so far, we've seen Coach Platt a bit frustrated with his guys already. A couple quick fouls for the Foresters. We saw the starters starting to get pulled, but Daniel Wool back on the floor, Kelsey.
Absolutely, Logan. I think you definitely want Daniel Wool down there, especially when you have a 6'7", 6'7", 6'6" starting lineup for the Lancers.
Foul going to be on Trevor Lockwood, and now that's 4 team fouls. Grace with none. Down low, Philman able to go up, going to miss that. Lockwood with the rebound. Really good defense there from Wool and Platt, just keeping their hands straight up. Wool going to have to be cautious with that early foul.
I agree, Logan. I feel like the first 2 fouls we had were more petty fouls that could have been avoided, and so now if they just play a little bit more carefully, they'll be good to go.
Moving screen going to be called on Trevor Lockwood, and that's going to be his 2nd foul. So Carazia going to have to come in for Lockwood.
Although you never want to see one of your big guys in foul trouble, it is nice that the Forcers have Wool, Carazia, and Lockwood to fill in those positions when one of them is in foul trouble.
Outside Irwin for 3 and drills it. Forcers having a tough time staying on their man. A lot of help defense.
And Irwin's definitely someone to look out for, scoring about 14 points per game.
Rutland with it, going to take the 3. Going to be long on that one. Irwin setting the play up for Grace. Bowen thought about the 3, now to Irwin. 10 on the shot clock. Screen from Featherston, Irwin with the pull-up, and Rutland with the block. 4 on the shot clock. Irwin, the inbounder, going quickly to Vanderhagen. Right over the top of Heinen for 2.
That almost looked too easy if you're the Foresters. If you're Coach Platt, you probably aren't a huge fan of that.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough play there, but good recognition from Irwin to get it early. And a foul going to be on Vanderhagen. Now be Grace's first foul of the contest. We see Heinen taking a seat. Also Rutland going to go sit down along with Platt. We'll see Murder, Hartman back in. You see Wool drilling the baseline J as well. Also the freshman Mason Coverstone into the game for the first time. He clocked 10 minutes against Goshen in the last contest. Coverstone, a very good 3-point shooter at Columbia City. And as a junior, held the record for the highest 3-point shooting percentage in the state.
Wow, we'll take a couple of those from him right now. Tie up this game.
Saw an offensive foul there on Bowen, trying to gain position on Carazia. 2 quick fouls there on Grace. Referees might be trying to even this one up. Wool going in. Gonna pull it back out and just drift it right over Philman's outstretched arm.
From a tough angle, too.
Yeah. 16-12 now. Forcers have the lead down to 4. Featherston inside. Can't quite get the touch off the glass. Grace with the offensive board, though. Irwin for 3. He's going to be long. Coverstone able to save it. And now here comes Hartman. Hartman putting it down to Carazia. Up for 2, and he's fouled by Bowen, and that's going to be his 2nd. So Carazia will be at the line. Going to be shooting 2. First one's good for Carazia. We see Bowen and Philman taking a seat. Hoffer and Godfrey, sophomores and freshmen, coming in now for Grace. Carazia a 94% three-point shooter. Only missed one free throw all year and misses that one.
You jinxed him, Logan. Come on now.
So I tend to do that here at Huntington. Just keep my mouth shut next time. Inside, Wool with some defense there. Hoffer missing everything. Murder getting it up quickly. Coverstone for three. Leaves it short. Gets his own rebound, though.
I like him following his shot there. That was good.
And again, we see Coverstone inside. Carazia, though, with the board and the putback.
I love how the Forcers did not give up on that play. They hit the boards, they got the rebounds, and they kept shooting it till it finally fell.
Godfrey down low. Throwing it up to Irwin. Featherstone with it, looking to drive, and he's going to be called for the travel. That's going to bring Derek Heinen in for Kyle Hartman as well. One-point lead for the Lancers. Under 12 to go in the first half. Still, both teams staying with their man-to-man defensive set. We see Featherstone able to get in front of Wool and hit it out of bounds. .15 on the shot clock for Huntington. Screen from Wool up top. Murder with it, step back free throw line. That's good. It's a nice shot there from the sophomore.
Absolutely, he always brings great defense, but it's nice to see him contribute on the offensive end as well.
Irwin thought about a three. We've seen him miss a few. Deciding against it, trying to work his way inside. Vanderhagen for three. No good, and Wool with the rebound. Coach Platt wanting the Forsters to push, and Wool throwing it away to Vanderhagen. Irwin gonna get it back now to Vanderhagen. Wide open three, no good. Heinen with the rebound and gonna slow it down.
Something I've noticed right away is that the Lancers aren't afraid to shoot the three, and they like to aggressively drive to the basket. I'd like to see the Forsters do a little bit more of that, and I think the Forsters just need to be aware that the Lancers have that green light from the three-point line.
Definitely, Forsters are gonna have to be aware of that defensively. See Murder with the easy finger roll in the lane.
I like what we're seeing from Devin Murder tonight.
A lot of confidence from him. We know that he kind of had it earlier in the year, but really wasn't looking to score like that from the inside, and really letting his inside game dictate his outside game. Just giving what the defense gives him. Three-point advantage now for Huntington. Irwin crossing over, going inside, just getting it past the hand of Carazia for two. Screen from Wool, looking back, gonna take the three. Carazia battling for the rebound. Vanderhagen comes up with it. Irwin up quickly to Featherston. Featherston taking the bump down low, missing the layup. Gonna go out of bounds and gonna be Forster basketball. Daniel Wool gonna have to be careful there, left his feet. Featherstone tried creating some contact, but the referee not gonna give him one. Now we have a timeout here from Coach Kessler at Grace College, and Coach Kessler, a legend here in the state of Indiana, definitely has brought Grace up in the rankings. And the Foresters, though, have a one-point advantage with under 10 to play in this matchup. And the Foresters had a bit of foul trouble early, but really have rebounded very well, Kelsey.
Absolutely, Logan. They kind of got a few petty fouls in the beginning, ones that seemed that they could be avoided, but you can definitely see that they've tightened up a little bit on their defense, and they're not going to give away those fouls that easily. And so it's great to see them pick up that defensive intensity.
I say definitely seen it on the other end. Every shot kind of had a hand in the face. We saw Rutland with an early block. Lockwood came in there in his few minutes that he had, that he tried doing the best he could, getting hands up, and Daniel Wool really been a big spark as well for Huntington. And Coverstone really coming in and being aggressive. I don't see that too often from a freshman, but halfway through the season, he kind of has the feeling for the offense, you got to feel.
And that's what you like to see.
Heinen working his way inside. Almost got an and one, but gonna miss that shot as we see Trey Olive picking up the foul, freshly in off the timeout. Came in. Heinen going to be at the line shooting 2. First one no good for Derek Heinen. We'll see Kyle Hartman now coming in for Coverstone. Coverstone probably will see a few more minutes tonight, I imagine, with the way he played.
Absolutely, you need that aggressiveness from him.
Heinen able to stay true on the second. 2-point lead for the Foresters. Hoffer with it. Gonna go to Featherston. Featherston getting it taken away. Murder and Wool combining on that steal. Wool wisely throwing it out to Hartman. Carazia inside, gonna get it blocked by Godfrey. And now here comes Irwin. Inside for 2, that's good. And we're all tied up at 20. Hoffer nearly coming up with a steal. Now Murder going down. Hartman racing the other way, but Hoffer able to get it off to Irwin. And Coach Platt gonna take a timeout. Gonna be a quick 30-second timeout. So we're gonna take just a quick break here from inside Platt Arena. We'll be right back with more Forester basketball action in 30 seconds.
Plans don't always go the way we want them to, but you're not alone in this adventure called life. Remedy Live is a non-for-profit web station that strives to produce a positive message while helping teens who need it. If we can help you, text the word REMEDY to 313131 or visit our website at remedylive.com to chat with someone there. Remedy Live. We chat, we listen.
Welcome back to Platt Arena, where the Lancers just regained the lead from the Foresters 22-20 with 8:13 remaining. Kelsey, the Foresters looked a bit sloppy here in the past 2 possessions. Got to think good timeout here from Coach Platt and got Mason Coverstone back into the ball game.
And that's what you like to see. Unfortunately, that last play didn't go well for the Foresters, but I did like to see the hustle from Hartman. Unfortunately, he's on the bench now, but I'd like to see him come back in and take aggressive takes to the basket like we've seen him do in previous games.
We saw Hoffer, who got that steal coming out of the game, filming back in. 5 to shoot now. Heinen down low on Olive, trying to go over the top and able to get it just before the buzzer. Big shot there from Derek Heinen. And Kelsey, this game just has a feeling it's going to go back and forth the whole way. Might be a game of runs.
And it's always a fun game to watch. And like we said at the beginning, these are 2 teams that are a good matchup, and they're both itching to get that conference win that'll put them up a spot in the standings. So it's a big game for both of them.
Godfrey able to nail the elbow J. 7 minutes to play now in the first half. 24-22. Heinen able to get Olive on the foul. And that's going to bring us to our under 8 media timeout from here inside Platt Arena. 24-22. Grace Lancers on top of the Huntington University Foresters. We'll be back with some more Forester basketball action.
Much like trying to appreciate literature or music for more than just an entertainment value, but also looking into the nuances of what makes a good piece of writing, what makes a good piece of music, what makes a song that moves you and is also technically interesting and that sort of thing. And so coffee has some of those same sort of textures to it. There's, depending on where a coffee comes from, depending on how it's roasted, depending on how it's prepared, there's all these different hands that touch the coffee and manipulate the coffee and move it, and you end up with this final product. And it started out as a living organism. It's an honorable trade, I think. It seems like a small thing, and it's different things to different people, but as far as appreciating what it is that I do, I take it very seriously and just kind of interact with the cause.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena. The Foresters trail by 2 with 7 minutes remaining here in the first half. But Devin Murder putting some work in so far. 6 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound, but none of those stats really showing what he's done on the defensive end as well. Really had great on-ball defense for Huntington all game.
Absolutely, Logan, and he's someone that you always seem to see that great defense from, but it's nice to see him contribute on the offensive end as well, and he's bringing that intensity and that fire that the Foresters really need right now.
Saw film in there getting a hand on Wool's shot. Able to get a nice block. Philman thought about shooting. Grace a little bunch together, now getting it down to Philman, 10 to shoot. Philman's jumper's no good, and now here come the Foresters. Running the floor. Foresters looking for Wool down low, able to get it to him, and Philman got off his feet with the nice pump fake from Daniel Wool.
I like that the Foresters are looking to get the ball inside to Daniel Wool. I think that is going to be a key component of this game that's going to help them be successful.
That's Philman's first foul, now the team's 6th. Heinen down low, getting blocked by Godfrey. Nice help defense. Carazia, though, getting it back and up for 2.
I love how he took that aggressively and he took that confidently. That's what we love to see from Carazia, and it's great to see him not work only from the paint, but also from the three-point line. He can definitely contribute on both ends of that spectrum.
Irwin picking up the screen. 15 to shoot now. Looking for someone to roll, finding Godfrey. He'll take the mid-range jumper, and that drops for him. Seems like everyone out there on the floor for Grace can shoot the ball from about anywhere, Kelsey.
I agree, Logan. You have 3 guys who are shooting about 14 points, scoring 14 points each game, and like we said from the beginning, they've got size. They're aggressive, and they are willing to shoot that ball. They have the green light, and they like to take it aggressively inside the paint as well.
Heinen missing it down low, getting his own rebound. Out to Murder for 3. Count it.
Devin Murder is making a statement inside Platt Arena tonight, and you love to see that from him, and you can definitely tell that every time he scores a basket, it gets his team fired up and gives them that intensity down on the defensive end as well.
Foul going to be on Daniel Wool. That will be his 2nd and the team's 6th. Just under 5 minutes remaining. Daniel Wool now it looks like going to come out. Kyle Platt going to come in for him. Late sub there from Coach Platt, deciding to take the star out. See Olive come out also. Josh Ruggles in for Grace. 27-26, Foresters on top, and now an illegal screen going to be called by Philman for Grace. That will be his 2nd. That's going to bring Hoffer now into the game for Philman for the Lancers.
With under 5 minutes to go, Logan, I'd love to see the Foresters really pick up some momentum to carry with them into the second half as well. We've seen from the Foresters that they usually outscore their opponents in the first half, but then struggle a little bit in the second half. So I'd like to see them really gain some momentum going into the second half.
Steal from the Lancers. Ruggles going to get the 3 off in transition. That's no good. Heine going to have to be careful with the ball now. Coverstone with it, getting a step inside and is fouled. Foul will be on Ruggles, so that's going to send Coverstone to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
I like how he took that ball in aggressively and confidently, and he drew the foul, which is what you want to see, especially from a freshman. It's great to see him go in there and play so aggressively and confidently.
Coverstone able to hit the first. Freshman's only a 64% free throw shooter, however, only taken 11 free throws up until this point on the season. So we know more of a shooter, not really a slasher getting in the lane, not typically a guy that's going to get fouled a lot. Second one is good as well.
Hey, but there you go. Maybe tonight is the night he is going to become that, Logan. Who knows?
Off the free throws, Foresters gain a 3-point advantage. Vanderhagen one-on-one with Murder, taking it inside. Dish off to Godfrey. Missing the layup of Vandenhagen with the putback.
These Lancers are aggressive inside the paint. There is no doubt about that. They will take the ball in aggressively, and then they go off, or they go after the offensive rebounds. They crash the boards, and that's something that the Foresters are going to have to look out for and make sure they're putting a body on someone to keep them out of the paint.
Yeah, the Foresters really going to have to play tough defense. We see Carazia shooting a three, and that's good for him. How about that, the Foresters?
That is a nice momentum shift for the Foresters.
Murder going to the ground and going to be called for the block on Vandenhagen. That's going to be the 7th team foul and Murder's 2nd foul. So that's going to send Vandenhagen to the line. And Josh Rutland now going to come in for Murder. Devin going to get a nice round of applause from the HU alum.
He's put in great minutes so far.
Vandenhagen goes to the line as an 80% free throw shooter on the year and able to hit the front half of the 1-and-1. Lancers looking to trim into this lead that the Foresters have. Neither team really gaining an inch. Vandenhagen's second one going to roll around and out.
Just like you said, Logan, right when you think one of the teams is gaining a momentum and gaining a lead, the other team is right there behind them saying, I don't think so. Both of these teams are competitive, and they're after this conference win tonight.
15 to shoot, Rutland with it. Corner to Platt, he'll fire. That's going to be an air ball from Platt, maybe a little too quick to fire. Irwin going down to Vandenhagen. Now Hoffer with it on the perimeter. Back to Vandenhagen on the wing. Irwin trying to post up Rutland, gets the pass. Cross court, Hoffer for three. That's no good, and Josh Rutland with the board after Heinen goes down. Heinen back up and running though. Rutland pushing the tempo. Now Heinen works it down to Carazia. One-on-one with Godfrey. Pass to Rutland. Decides to take it in for two, and that's good. I like that play from Josh Rutland. Hadn't been hitting the three ball tonight. Decided to take an extra step inside, which makes most coaches cringe. But Rutland knows his game, knows that mid-range is where he's at, and is able to hit that nice shot to extend the lead to 5 for Huntington. Is Vandenhagen going to be tripped on the play. Foul going to be on Coverstone. So Vandenhagen going to go back to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Only going to be Coverstone's first foul, though. Vandenhagen able to get the roll on the first free throw. And you're right, Kelsey. It really feels like neither team can get past, the +5 mark on either way. Vanderhagen able to hit the second.
The good news is it makes for a very good basketball game, an exciting one, and we like those. As long as they come out on top, of course.
So we near 2 minutes to go in the first half. Forced with a slight 3-point advantage. Heinen with it. Working it down to Coverstone. Gonna get blocked and now bring it back, and now a jump ball gonna be called. That's gonna favor the Foresters. So we'll see Featherstone now coming in for Ruggles and the Lancers. Foresters gonna have to be very alert here, only 9 on the shot clock. Rutland just getting it in time. Platt with the turnaround in the lane, no good.
It did look like Platt was aware of that 9 seconds on the shot clock, though.
Quick three from Vanderhagen, not gonna be there. Featherstone with the rebound. Now the Lancers gonna reset their offense. Vanderhagen working his way inside, muscling in for 2. Strong move there from him. Getting his shoulders squared going towards the basket.
Grace is a strong physical team. You can't give them a lane whatsoever. They're going to freely take that.
Nice find from Hine, and Rutland just can't quite finish the layup. Here comes Vanderhagen inside. Just gonna roll off the rim. Carazia with the board. 1 minute to go. Heinen getting it back to Carazia, top of the key for 3 and around and out. Grace gonna slow it down now. Very aware of the clock. Godfrey going to Vanderhagen. Draws the foul and 1. That's going to be Carazia's first foul. And a good job there from Vanderhagen and Grace. Really capitalizing on the 2-for-1 opportunity here.
Logan, I could have almost guaranteed that in that final play that Grace was going to aggressively drive to the basket. That seems to be their go-to tonight. They're not afraid to do it, and they'll muscle themselves right through there, even if there's a body in front of them.
Definitely, we've seen that all night. Vanderhagen able to give the Lancers the lead late in the first half, 36-34. About an 8-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Heinen takes the 3. It's well off the mark.
I would have liked to see an aggressive take to the basket there instead of shooting a 3 ball. Seemed a little forced to me.
15 to play, Hoffer with it. Grace gonna hold for the last shot. Irwin picking up a screen from Featherston. And a foul on Josh Rutland. That puts the Forsters into the double bonus, which means Irwin will go to the line to shoot 2. Not a good foul there from Rutland with 4 seconds remaining. Irwin, though, missing the first. Second one, no good as well. And now a foul by Hoffer on the other end, trying to get the rebound over Carazia. So we'll walk 90 feet, and Carazia will go shoot the 1-and-1.
It's interesting that we've seen 2 fouls in the last 5 seconds of this half. Definitely something that, if you're the Lancers or the Forsters, you don't think is necessary, but it's opportunities to score baskets, I guess.
Carazia able to hit the first. And this is a huge momentum change. He had Grace, possible opportunity to go up by 4 at half. And now Carazia with a chance to tie it with 3 seconds remaining in the half. Second free throw here from Carazia. Gonna roll around and out. Here comes Irwin. Just gets it off. And that's going to be no good from half court. So the Grace College Lancers will lead the Huntington University Foresters 36-35 going into halftime. Don't leave anyone. Second half going to be underway.
Media is kind of this idea to bring broadcasting and film production together. Just doing media, but maybe not in the news field or in the radio field as broadcasting was.
With Fusion Media, you're not stuck in this cookie cutter route to become a news anchor or a radio DJ. There's so much more you can do with it.
Fusion Media is a way to take those everyday experiences and bring them to the students now, in the moment.
I would say there's so many opportunities for you guys to make an instant impact. We have HTV, we have live stream, we have Fuse FM. Like, we're ready for you right now.
It's so exciting as a freshman to be able to come in and right away be doing hands-on things like being a part of HTV and the radio station. And for a freshman coming in, that's so exciting to be able to do those things.
It's just really new. It's the newest idea that's been out. So no other school is going to offer a broadcast fusion media degree. We're the only one that does that. When you come to HU, you're able to really open your field and to be not just a reporter or not just a videographer, but to become someone who's multi-talented. So you can be on air, you can run a camera, you're kind of a one-man band sort of thing. You're really just given the chance to kind of run with ideas and to make stories and to create them interesting from the ground up. And that's a cool opportunity that you're not allowed to do anywhere else.
The Global Initiatives degree that we're offering is seeking to equip folks who are interested in applying a ministry education to cross-cultural work. So somebody who's looking to do holistic ministry, somebody who's looking to engage in the business for transformation or business as missions model would find some equipping through our Global Initiatives degree.
Our Global Youth Ministries degree is designed to prepare people for leadership in youth ministry, quite simply anywhere in the globe. It's for men and women who are already in youth ministry or for people who are simply preparing to lead youth ministry.
One of the things I like about the pastoral leadership track is that Luke and Karen, who worked on developing it, consulted with church leaders so that people preparing for ministry leadership in the church would have the skills and the knowledge that they need.
Some of what I'd want our program to be known for is being really clear-minded about linking our own program vision with the Lord's vision for His people and for the kingdom. What we want to do is be faithful to that which He's called us to. And some of that would be that we believe that the Church of Jesus Christ is going to be well served when it's populated and led by people who have stories of being reached by Christ and are now being well formed to follow Him no matter what the cost.
So one of the things that's kind of fun about our department is we have regular gatherings. We call them Friday at Fairchild's house, and Dr. Mark Fairchild hosts these gatherings for our majors. We get together, I guess it's about once a month.
First I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, we're gonna go hang out at a professor's house. But for my Greek class, he offered extra credit if we would go. So I was like, it's worth it. I'll take some friends with me and try it out. And it was a ton of fun.
I think that's one thing that's kind of unique about Huntington. We really are able to joke and get to know each other outside of the classroom on a personal level. We really become friends, I think, with our students.
The experience of being able to sit in a professor's house and engage in scholarly discussion and informal discussion over something faith-based is, I think, very unique to this university.
If you look at a variety of the research regarding the top skill sets that employers are looking for, communication always ranks top 5. Many times it's the top 3. These are skills that are far more important, not only in job, but in life, in family context, in social context, in professional contexts.
One thing that's different about Huntington University as a Christian college is that we have a journalism major. Other Christian universities and the Council of Christian Colleges and Universities have a communication major in which you then sub-specialize in these different areas. We have an actual major in journalism, an actual major in public relations, an actual major in communication studies.
Teachers try to incorporate different aspects of like the Bible into or core curriculum. There's so many things that can spark, you know, excitement, enthusiasm. But here you're reminded that in all of that fluff, in all of that glam, that Christ is the center and Christ is core.
One aspect of Huntington University that I think makes us distinctive is the fact that 100% of our teaching faculty have PhDs. Also, here at Huntington University, the communication department, we offer two very different perspectives on the same field of communication. So we have two professors here that view the field quite differently, and I think the students benefit from that.
I look in the Gospels and I see Jesus interacting with people. He was a really good communicator and understood people well. That's kind of what communication is about, trying to be clear about what you're saying and to understand people. And so by practicing communication, I think we can become better at doing that, and I can be more like Christ in that way.
At Lakeview Middle School, I'm a 7th grade language arts teacher. I primarily teach 12, 13, and sometimes 14-year-olds reading and writing.
One of the unique things about the teacher education program at Huntington University is the relationships that are developed between the faculty and students.
They are super thoughtful people. They want to be a part of your life. They want to, be your mentor and help you through this process of becoming the best teacher that you could possibly be.
I have a very good relationship with a lot of my professors from Huntington, and I think that's because they asked me questions that were even outside of the classroom. And then after class, I wanted to tell them about things that were going on in my life and the exciting things with teaching.
Because our class sizes are small, we get to know them as people, get to know their strengths, weaknesses, because then we know how best to help them. And it also simply makes the whole experience a lot more enjoyable.
I still use a lot of the activities I learned with them with my students today. And so it was really helpful to have that time with them, and especially those conversations with them. I think that Huntington prepared me incredibly well for the teaching position I have now. From the beginning of when I started at Huntington, I felt like it was a place where I was able to grow as an individual as well as in the intended profession that I wanted to be in now.
We actually have a number of elementary and middle school and secondary programs. Each person that comes through the elementary program gets at least a couple of different certifications. And then we have secondary or high school programs in the typical content areas like history education, English education, biology education, chemistry education.
Yes, you're going to be exhausted, and yes, you're going to stay up crazy late writing lesson plans and making bulletin boards and curriculum and activities, but get excited that this is going to prepare you very well for your future.
I was able to figure out, even if I'm in a public school setting, how I can demonstrate my faith and show that I am a Christian without explicitly saying it. And I think that Huntington really allowed me to develop a deeper understanding of what my faith was, and so that way I'm able to express my faith to the students in a public school setting. And I do not think that I would be able to take on this role of a teacher if I had not had the structure and the support and the love from the departments and the professors at Huntington.
I'm happy to say we have a very good success rate. Over the past 5 or 6 years, we've had within 6 months of graduation, we tend to average about a 90% employment rate.
I have been completely blessed by it, by the professors, by all the hands-on experience they've given us, and I feel pretty prepared now, which is a great feeling.
Hi everyone and welcome back inside Platt Arena. I'm Logan Hunt, alongside me, joined by Kelsey Cruz. And Kelsey, we had a very exciting first half of action here between Grace College Lancers and the Huntington University Foresters. 36-35, Lancers on top, but the Foresters stayed battling the whole time and really gave Grace all they could handle so far.
Absolutely, Logan. We said coming into this game that both are 2-2 in conference, looking to get that third conference win that's going to bump them up in the Crossroad League standings, and they definitely came here, and you can tell that that's what they are seeking to do. Both teams are playing physically, they're playing aggressively, and they have been head-to-head this entire game. Right when one team seems to be getting a lead, the other one is right there behind them saying, I don't think so, and then you're right there back to a tied-up game. Both teams have about 2 guys who are really leading their team in scoring. We have Logan Irwin and Brandon Vanderhagen, each adding 1 is adding 14, Vanderhagen adding 12, and then you go over to the Forester side of things and you have Murder and Karazia both adding 9 points for the Foresters. Devin Murder, usually a player who you see come and give aggressive defense, and we've seen him do that, but it's nice to see him contributing on that offensive end and, in fact, leading the Foresters. Right now we see the Lancers shooting 41%, Foresters 42%. Like I said, it is a head-to-head game right now. Both teams are playing well, playing physically, and it's going to be really interesting to see what this second half brings us inside Platt Arena.
Definitely a back-and-forth matchup. Both teams very even, definitely an evenly matched team. One thing that the Foresters can do that I know we talked about, Kelsey, is the Foresters really on defense going to have to stop the penetration of Grace. It seems like Grace is getting to the rim at will. They started out just shooting a lot of threes, but late there in the first half, really it seemed like they could get to the rim anytime they wanted.
If you're Grace and there's a body in front of you, it doesn't matter. You're going to the basket. You're going to take that lane even if you have to run over some people to get there. They are taking it aggressively. They're not afraid to be physical. So the Foresters, like you said, are really going to have to step in front of them and not let them take easy drives to the basket.
As we start the second half, it's the starters back on the floor for both teams. We see Bowen getting in, but Daniel Wool with the breakaway, slamming it home. Daniel Wool with the put-in dunk.
Making a statement. That is a great way to start the half if you're the Foresters.
I was going to mention Bowen only saw 7 minutes of action before picking up that second foul. Didn't play the rest of the second half. That's how, the rest of the first half. That's how valuable he is to this Lancer squad. See Philman trying to start off strong. Can't get that to fall. And now here come the Foresters.
I like that the Foresters are coming out aggressively. They tend to not always have a stronger second half as their first half, so it's nice to see them coming out ready to go.
Karazia going to be called for the travel. So a turnover for the Foresters. Featherstone with it. Featherstone working it down to Bowen. Going to pull up over Karazia, and that's good. Bowen really a complete player there for Grace, and hard to mention he's only a sophomore. This Foresters are going to have to take care of him for 2 more years to come.
Yeah, just like you said, as a sophomore, he's their leading scorer.
Heinen going to be fouled on the play. Foul going to be on Vanderhagen. That'll be his second foul, and the first foul of this second half. Murder to inbound. Heinen, left-handed pass, gonna sail out of bounds. Back-to-back turnovers now for the Foresters after the Daniel slam to start the second half. Bowen asking for it down low, draws the double team. Still with it, and work to the middle. No good though. Carazia with the rebound. Heinen cutting. Stay gonna go to Hartman outside. Now down to Heinen. Pass is tipped out to Carazia for three. Too strong, and Irwin with the rebound.
Carazia is not afraid to shoot that three-point shot. We've seen him take a few already tonight.
Vanderhagen getting inside. No good though, but Philman able to clean it up.
Wool did a good job there playing aggressive defense without necessarily drawing the foul. Unfortunately, not quite good enough to avoid the basket.
Hartman on the wing, working it down to Carazia. Bowen on him. Carazia just forcing his way inside, but can't get it to fall. Not gonna be hit out of bounds by Carazia. 40-37. Lancers coming out strong in this second half. Vanderhagen for three. No good. Bowen with the offensive board. Gonna go back up. No good. Carazia with the rebound. Just gets it to Hartman. Up now to Murder. Heinen corner three. No good. Here comes Irwin quickly. Inside, down low to Philman. Goes to the deck, but able to finish. Now it's a 5-point advantage for Grace.
And just when you think the Lancers are getting away from the Foresters, I guarantee you we're going to have another head-to-head battle coming up. The Foresters will answer back.
Murder for three. Looked like he may have been fouled. No call. Irwin inside, and that's good. Foresters in desperate need to get to this under 16 media timeout. And Coach Platt not gonna wait to the under 16. He's gonna take a timeout now with 16:20 remaining. Gonna be a quick 30-second timeout with Grace on top, 44-37. Kelsey, what has Huntington done so far in this matchup to really get themselves down like this?
Logan, I think unfortunately we're forcing it a little bit on the offensive end. Instead of taking the shot that the defense is giving us, we're kind of deciding ahead of time, this is what we're going to do, this is what's going to work. And sometimes that's not what the defense is giving you. The good thing about basketball is that the team on defense cannot take away everything. They are always giving up something for the offense to take. I think the Foresters need to read the defense well and figure out what that is and take that shot instead of forcing something else. I think if they can do that, they're going to be successful, and I think they need to stop the Lancers from driving at will into the lane. That has got to stop if they want to be successful tonight.
Huntington coming out of the timeout. Gonna look for some offense now. Murder couldn't quite handle the pass. Hartman with it. Now to Heinen. Heinen inside, no good. Now here comes Irwin. Vanderhagen inside, just losing it. And gonna stay with Grace. Guess they're gonna say Lockwood got a hand on it. This Coverstone will come in for Hartman, but that will bring us to the under 16 media timeout. Once again, Grace on top of Huntington, 44-37, 15:53 remaining. We'll be back with some more Forester basketball action in just a bit.
My name is Ted Rankin. I like music and various video games of sorts, and definitely always down for a good game of Pokemon of all different varieties. I'm a biblical studies major with the youth ministry minor, And I want to go into that to be a youth pastor and to be able to help grow like teenagers and middle schoolers as they grow throughout their high school careers. The main thing is I like being able to be here to help people out, like to help solve the issues and provide from the different ways, and especially like the freshmen as they come here and have to be in a new place. I like being able to be there for them and to watch them as they grow and build relationships and to help them grow and to move from being like dependent on me when they're in need to being able to be self-sufficient, know where to go, and progress as students.
We're back here live inside Platt Arena. Foresters trail by 7, and Foresters in need of some offense possibly could come from Daniel Wool. Hasn't really had too many touches here in the second half. And the offensive set had a breakaway dunk, but that's been about it so far. We see Lockwood back in the game for Carazia. Lockwood didn't get too many touches or too much time in the first half of those 2 fouls, as we see Irwin converting on the easy layup there. Force going to have to do a better job taking care of the basketball. Heinen stuck baseline. Daniel Wool going to slow it down. Foul going to go on Philman with the hold. They gave Daniel Wool a bit of a push. Going to be the team's second foul, Philman's third. Foresters need a bucket here. Can't let Grace get too far ahead. Wool nearly traveling there, able to hold that pivot. Murder gonna force a turnover there, trying to find Lockwood.
I think back-to-back there we saw an example of the Foresters letting the Lancers drive into the basket at will and then coming down on the offensive side of things and kind of forcing it once again.
And Bowen able to get to the ground and get a timeout. Lockwood got the rebound, came down and got it stripped away by Grace. And right now, Grace just out hustling the Foresters, it seems like. No one back there to get that rebound. We've seen that now 2 times in a row, Kelsey, where the Foresters haven't squeezed the orange, so to speak, and really maintained possession, and they're just giving away free possessions here.
I think the benches say it all right now. Coming out of that into that timeout, the Lancers were excited. They jumped off the bench, congratulating their teammates. They're excited, they're intense, they're upbeat. You don't see that from the Foresters right now. I think they really got to find a way to find that defensive intensity. Even if things aren't going your way, somehow you have to decide to have that and then allow that to push you to convert into points and into defensive stops.
Grace able to get it inbounded. Featherstone with it, now to Irwin. Down to Philman, long 2, but that's good.
The Lancers definitely have the momentum right now. And like we said, this entire game's gone back and forth, but for the first time, it looks like the Lancers are taking a lead and keeping it for a significant amount of time.
Right now, Philman doing all he can to contain Daniel Wool. Wool going to Lockwood. Fouled on the alley-oop. Bowman's going to pick up his 3rd foul. Lockwood going to the line to shoot 2. Huntington down by 11. It feels like Grace finally kind of broke through there. They're able to gain a huge lead, and the Foresters now with some work to do to get back into this game.
And I believe they can do it, but it's going to take a lot of work, like you said.
You see Drew Benedict coming in for the first time tonight. Come in for Devin Murder.
Anytime you see him come in the game, you can expect that his team is looking for him to shoot the 3 and score the 3, and being down 10 points, that's definitely what they need at this point, is someone to give them a little momentum by scoring a 3-point basket.
We know Benedict did a lot of that in the loss to Rio Grande, where the Force lost 93-81. It was a big part in that comeback. Hit multiple 3s to help the Foresters, and now Vanderhagen trying to take advantage of them, and we're going to see a jump ball. It's going to favor the Foresters. Benedict and Heinen teaming up there.
That is the kind of aggressive play we like to see on defense from the Foresters right now, and that's what they need to continue to do if they want to climb themselves back into this game.
See a full court press coming now from Grace. Looking for a trap. Broken easily by the Foresters. Heinen right side. Gets it down to Wool, one-on-one. That's just too easy for Daniel Wool, but he misses. That's going to be a jump ball. Daniel Wool misses the easy one.
And he is not happy about it either. You can see the frustration.
Did everything right, but the finish just left it short on the rim. And yeah, that's definitely going to hurt a player like Daniel Wool. He's been relatively quiet tonight. $10 to shoot on the shot clock. Filming with it. Working on Wool. And a foul on Daniel Wool now late in the shot clock. Be the first team foul on Wool's third. Coach Platt keeping Daniel Wool in with 3 fouls. Vanderhagen gets the screen from Philman. Inside, gets it blocked by Lockwood. Heinen going to Coverstone, now back to Heinen up top. Vanderhagen out on him. Spin move, Heinen in the lane, not going to get the roll. Now here comes Irwin. Full speed ahead. Just gets it past Heinen for 2, and Coach Platt going to take a full timeout with the lead at 12 for the Lancers. 50-38, Grace on top of Huntington. We'll be back to see if the Foresters can get back into this ballgame.
Much like trying to appreciate literature or music for more than just an entertainment value, but also looking into the nuances of what makes a good piece of writing, what makes a good piece of music, what makes a song that moves you and is also technically interesting and that sort of thing. And so coffee has some of those same sort of textures to it. There's, depending on where a coffee comes from, depending on how it's roasted, depending on how it's prepared, there's all these different hands that touch the coffee and manipulate the coffee and move it, and you end up with this final product. And it started out as a living organism. It's an honorable trade, I think. It seems like a small thing, and it's different things to different people, but as far as appreciating what it is that I do, I take it very seriously and just kind of interact with the coffee.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena. Foresters down by 12 with under 13 minutes remaining in the ball game. Derek Heinen right now 7 points, but only shooting at 30% for the junior guard. Heinen and Wool really going to have to do a lot more here. And we see Drew Benedict in the game. And we were talking, Kelsey, about Benedict possibly being a big factor, getting off some long-range shots for Huntington to try to give him a spark.
When Benedict enters the lineup, you know that that's what his team is expecting from him. They want him to shoot the 3 ball and obviously score it too.
And we know the pipeline for the Foresters is at Columbia City. All 4 players out on the floor from Columbia City for the Foresters: Heinen, Wool, Benedict, and Coverstone. Heinen in the lane and gonna get it blocked out of bounds. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Heinen was baiting for a foul there. Referee's not gonna give it to him.
We really haven't seen what would be considered the normal game for Heinen and Wool tonight. Like you said, they've been fairly quiet from what they usually contribute.
Coverstone with a huge 3 from the corner. I was watching him warm up, and he was hitting that shot all over again with the fadeaway. So believe it or not, that is a shot that he practiced.
Hey, he was warmed up, ready to go.
Down low, Philman going to work on Wool. Doesn't want to pick up that 4th foul. Now out to Godfrey. Lockwood with a big block. Here comes Heinen. Inside for 2, no good. Now here comes Irwin, and the Lancers with numbers. Irwin gets stopped inside, goes up, no good, and an over the back foul. This one's gonna be on Godfrey, I believe. Going over the back of Daniel Wool. Now we'll see Devin Murder coming in for Derek Heinen.
I like seeing Devin Murder in that lineup. Logan, he's had a great game so far. He was one of the leading scorers in the first half, and he's played great defense. We like seeing him on the floor tonight, and he brings that aggressive intensity that the Foresters need.
Foresters going without a true point guard on the floor right now, with Heinen's taking a seat. Wool with the turnaround leaves it short. Wool's really been struggling here in the second half. Philman down low. Gonna miss the shot. Wool maybe getting away with a foul there. See Benedict now finding Coverstone. Good defense there from Vanderhagen. 15 to shoot. Coverstone going baseline to Wool, and he's fouled on his way up. Foul gonna be on Godfrey. And so Daniel Wool going to the line to shoot 2, and now we see Kyle Hartman coming in. Wool able to hit the first. Hartman coming in for Benedict. See Featherston take a seat. Coming in for him will be Hoffer for Grace. Wool able to convert on the second, and maybe that's what he needed. Just needed to see the ball go through the hoop a couple of times and gain that confidence back on that shot of his.
Absolutely. We've seen some frustration from him because he has been a little more quiet tonight, like you said, but that might just be what he needs.
Vanderhagen with the miss, and now a foul on Godfrey. It'll be interesting to see who they call this on. Foul going to be on Devin Murder. That will be his 3rd foul. Very dangerous to be in Wool's 4th foul. Forrester's catching a break there. Godfrey, though, able to hit the first free throw. Godfrey, only a 61% free throw shooter, but he's going to nail both of them. Now a 9-point advantage for Grace as we near the 10-minute mark.
Hartman entered the game again. I'd like to see him take it in aggressively to the basket. That's worked for the Lancers. I think it could work for the Foresters too, and it's something we've seen from Hartman in previously in this season, but not a lot tonight, and I'm not sure why that is, but I'd like to see him take it to the basket aggressively like we've seen him do before.
Yeah, we know Hartman has the ability. We see Hoffer missing the shot. Philman missing the putback, and he's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Forester basketball. Olive now coming in for Vanderhagen, and Heinen will also check back in. He'll come in for Daniel Wool. Going to see where this offense comes from now for Huntington. Hartman outside, Coverstone up top. Nice pump fake, taking it inside. Can't quite get the roll, trying to use the glass. Here come the Lancers the other way. Philman able to lay it up for 2.
Logan, you asked where. It's going to be interesting to see where the Foresters offense comes from. And honestly, I'm going to put my money on Coverstone. He's come in and he's been aggressive this entire game as a freshman even, and he is confident taking it into the basket. So I'm putting my money on him. I think the Foresters are really going to need him right now to catch back up in this game.
He'll take the 2. It's no good. Hartman battling for a rebound, and now they're going to call him for the foul. That's going to be his 2nd foul. You see Bowen coming in for Philman. Grace getting their starter back on the floor.
6'6", 14 points per game, but only a sophomore, but he makes a statement. He doesn't play like a sophomore. He's someone that the Foresters need to look out for.
We'll see Coach Kessler taking the timeout for Grace. Both teams looking a bit gassed. The Lancers, though, lead 54-43. Foresters trying to claw their way back into this ball game. We'll be back in just a bit.
My name is Tori Stockdale. I'm a sophomore transfer student from Greenwood, Indiana. I transferred to Huntington University because I really like the whole Christian atmosphere. My boyfriend lives here and I'm rooming with my best friend of 17 years and I couldn't ask for anything better. Before I moved to Huntington, me and my boyfriend were having a long distance relationship. It was about 2 hours away and it was definitely really hard, but we made it work. So it's been great to actually be able to see each other every day and spend a lot of time with each other. My roommate's Marlena and we've been best friends for 17 years. We've always done everything together. We've been the bestest friends. Definitely the hardest thing about being away from home is definitely being away from my family. Like, this is the furthest and longest I've ever been away from them, and we're super close, so it's definitely very hard.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena. Foresters down by 11 with 9 minutes remaining in this ball game. Foresters right now sitting at 500 in the conference and really could use a win to bolt above that and gain some ground on the Lancers in the Crossroads League standings. We know every win will count and come Crossroads League tournament time as well.
Absolutely. There's about 3 teams right now in the Crossroads League Conference that are 2-2 in the conference, all looking to get that win that's going to bump them up in the league standings. So the Lancers and the Foresters looking to do that.
And here comes Daniel Wool again, slamming it home. Another breakaway slam for Mr. Wool.
That's a great momentum shift right there. That might be what the Foresters need to finally answer back.
Sorry, Kelsey, we saw right out of the timeout, Coverstone came out, Wool came right back in. We were wondering where the offense would come from. Daniel Wool once again getting it done. And the Foresters getting a huge stop there. Have a chance to really gain on this momentum. Hartman finding Wool, gets double teamed. Cross court Murder taking the long 2. That's no good. Irwin with the nice box out.
If you're the Foresters, you're a little frustrated that those shots just aren't falling. Some of them are great shots that the defense is giving them, but not having that touch right now.
Josh Rutland and Austin Carazia now coming in for Hartman and Lockwood. Lockwood getting called for his 3rd foul on the play. Now foul gonna be on Derek Heinen. Gonna be a shooting foul here for Bowen as he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Tough play there for Heinen. Bowen a bit too hard on the free throw as Vanderhagen will come in now for Irwin. Irwin played the majority of the minutes here so far, only rested for 3 seconds in the first half.
Wow, that's barely enough time to catch your breath.
So I haven't seen him come out until now in the second half. Definitely a senior leader out on the floor. 10-point advantage for Grace. Heinen with the ball up top, now to Murder. Inside, Murder able to slash past Hoffer and get an easy layup.
I think Murder's another person that I'm looking to really step it up on the offensive end when the Foresters need it most.
Godfrey able to save it now. Corner 3 for Vanderhagen. He makes the Foresters pay for leaving him open.
He was wide open there, and you can't make that mistake if you're the Foresters. He's somebody who wants to score.
Have a foul on the play. Gonna be Godfrey. The Wool went right into the chest of him. That's gonna be his 3rd foul, the team's 6th. Wool driving inside now, out to Murder for 3, just off the mark again. Those are the shots that are going to have to fall if the Foresters want to get back into this one. Grace looking very patient with the ball, knowing that the clock is on their side. See Olive now slashing inside, getting it blocked by Heinen. Bowen trying to get the putback, and now Godfrey gets it to fall. Foresters getting killed there on the offensive board.
The Lancers have definitely got a lot of second chance shots just by simply being aggressive in the paint and crashing to the boards.
And Coach Platt going to take a quick full timeout here inside Platt Arena off the Hind and make 60-49. Forrester still trailing the Lancers.
I'm Mike Wanis. I'm the Academic Dean at Huntington University. We are very excited about the Institute for Agricultural Studies and for the new program in agribusiness. Agriculture in Indiana is huge. It's a huge part of the economy. There's a lot of people involved. There's so many different levels of participation, from farming all the way up, through all the different kinds of agribusiness. And with our Christian mission, I think that we can bring a unique contribution in that area, because we can look at agriculture and we can look at agribusiness not just as how can we maximize profits, but how are we being good stewards of God's creation? How are we serving humanity through agriculture? So how can we do that and think about issues of sustainability, issues of justice, and not just about the bottom line?
Welcome back inside Platt Arena. 6:45 remaining, and the Forrester faithful trying to get a reason to get into this ball game. With Grace up 60-49. Huntington gonna have to have some strong defense here. See Wool, Heinen, Murder, Carazia, and Rutland all on the floor.
Logan, we mentioned that this has been a very back and forth game, but for some reason along the way, the Foresters decided not to really answer back. So we're looking to see them to do that here in the end of the second half.
Yeah, Foresters definitely have some work to do. Bowen with it out to Olive. Got Heinen off his feet, slashes inside, misses the lefty layup, and now an over the back call on Bowen. That will be his 4th foul in the team's 7th. Since that is a loose ball foul, it's gonna send Carazia to the line, I believe, to shoot the 1-and-1. See Irwin and Featherstone come back in for Olive and Bowen. This could be a way the Foresters get back in and just hit some free throws here. Now, out there in the bonus, easy way to get some points with the clock stopped. Ball was already in Carazia's hand. Ref coming in and stopping it. Carazia, though, still able to connect on the first. Second one here can get it down to single figures for the Foresters.
I agree, Logan, that free throws are going to be huge in this game. It really could be a momentum shift.
Second one good as well. Foresters needing some defensive stops now. No, Grace is very content with running that shot clock down to under 10 before taking a shot. Philman, though, going to go to work right away and gets it blocked by Carazia and out of bounds.
That was good defense by Carazia, not getting called for the foul, made sure that his hands were in the right position and not going forward at all. That was great aggressive defense.
Yeah, did a nice job moving his feet but keeping the hands just vertical. Irwin close to a 5-second call, throwing it in the backcourt. Hoffa, though, able to track it down. 10 on the shot clock, though. Vanderhagen recognizes, pulls up 3. That drops.
Vanderhagen is somebody to look out for if you're the Foresters. I'm telling you, every time he gets the ball, he wants to score, he wants to shoot, and he's a threat from all positions on the floor. Inside, he likes to drive. He also likes to shoot the 3.
Miscue there from Wool and Heinen, going to lead to a turnover. That's not what Huntington needs to try to work themselves back into the ball game.
I know one of Coach Platt's main goals each game is to minimize turnovers, and that's everybody's goal as well, but that's something that he's very big on for this team.
Wool again going to come up with a steal, but then lose it out of bounds. Not sure if he'll actually be credited with the steal. Shot clock never resetting. It'll be 19 on the shot clock for the Lancers. And Hoffer going to be called for the travel. So Grace answering back with a turnover of their own, as now we'll see Coverstone coming in for Rutland. Godfrey also getting to the scores table. He's going to come in for Hoffer for Grace.
I like seeing Coverstone on the floor. He's been aggressive this entire game, and I think he's going to be a scoring threat here for the Lancers in the last few minutes.
As we near 5 minutes to play, Foresters trail by 12. Coverstone up top for 3. Bit too hard. Featherstone with the rebound. Irwin getting the screen. Over to Vanderhagen, quick fire from 3, and that's good.
What do you know? There he is again. I'm telling you, he wants that ball, and when he gets it, he's scoring.
What a quick trigger there as well. Looking a lot like Eric Gordon when he was at IU, able just to pull up so quick with the shot. Heinen working inside, gets it blocked from behind by Philman. And Grace looking content to waste some clock. Godfrey inside. 10 on the shot clock now. Irwin with it, one-on-one Heinen. Step back. Now to Philman from the free throw line. That's no good. Now here comes Heinen. Finding Wool. Wool gonna draw the foul. That'll be on Vanderhagen. So Wool will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. But first we have a few substitutions with Lockwood, Benedict, and Rutland coming in. Carazia and Murder gonna take a seat along with Derek Heinen. Wool able to hit the first one. Second good as well for Daniel Wool. 13-point ball game. Foresters with some work to do. Clock not on their side though.
It's going to take them playing some aggressive defense, and they're also going to have to take some wise shots. They're going to have to put up a few threes as well, I think, as we wind down in the second half.
Featherstone able to drive and dish out to Philman. Can't get it. Lockwood with the rebound. And now here comes Wool up quickly, going to Rutland. Rutland inside. Layup no good, and going to stay here with the Foresters, though.
I like Rutland taking it aggressively to the basket. When you're coming down under 4 minutes to go in the second half, you have to start creating some offense, and so I like that he took that aggressively.
Daniel Wool driving in and drawing the foul. Foul going to be on Philman. That'll be his 4th foul, the team's 9th. So Wool will be going to the line to shoot 2. First one rattles in, and Bowen now will come in for Godfrey for Grace. Grace now with all 5 starters on the floor. Wool's second free throw good as well, and it's down to a 10-point ball game, or excuse me, an 11-point ball game.
And with Grace's 5 starters, 4 of them are seniors, so you definitely have experience on the floor, and the only underclassman you have happens to be the leading scorer, so it's a good 5 to have out on the floor in order for them to finish this game as they're looking to do that.
Vanderhagen pull up 3, gonna be long. Benedict with the rebound. Gets it to Wool. Wool going baseline. Now back out. Benedict firing from 3, rounding out. And Rutland gonna foul Irwin in the backcourt. That's only the 6th team foul on the Foresters. They had 1 to give. See the full court press coming from Huntington. And Grace is gonna take a full timeout here to try to set up how to break the press coming out of the timeout. We'll be back in just a bit at the end of your game here inside Platt Arena.
It's extremely prevalent in the movies we watch, the music we listen to, or the lives that we got. But I'm not talking money, lust, or something as simple as those. I'm talking self-indulgence, greed, and pride which need exposed. From the very beginning, dealing with Adam and Eve, someone told us a lie and straight up made us believe that we're so very important and ever so clean, that our lives are so necessary and that we establish the peace. That I'm the status quo and it's not you, it's me. Well, they forgot to mention that this life ain't glee. It's not about you and I, and it ain't about protecting me. It's not the clothes we wear or the makeup on your cheek. It can't be the number of touchdown points scored or successes with those beautiful feet, and it most definitely isn't the money that we got in the pocket of our jeans.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena. Foresters down by 11, 2:40 remaining, and Huntington still with some work to do and gonna have to really be able to hit the three ball here. You got to think late in the game. We see Drew Benedict out there and Coverstone as well, with the Foresters right now only 15% from the threes. You see the home run pass to Vanderhagen, and he'll get an easy layup in transition for Grace.
And if you're the Foresters, you never want to hear that. You never want to know that you gave the other team an easy basket. And I think that goes to show that the Foresters' defense has been a little off tonight, unfortunately.
Saw the strong finish there from Rutland. Now good defense. And Benedict taking the foul. 23 on the shot clock. Thought the Foresters maybe could have waited there and possibly got a 10-second call. But Benedict gonna foul Irwin and send him to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Irwin only a 50% free throw shooter though. So we see Derek Heinen now coming in for Josh Rutland. Little offense-defense strategy with those two. Irwin missing the free throw. Right guy to foul. Wool going to Benedict. Now to Heinen. Thought about shooting the three. Working inside for two. That's good. Vanderhagen able to get it up to Philman. Drive inside, and layup's good for him.
Right now, the Lancers are breaking the press look easy. They're just beating it with the pass, and that's what you should do against a full court press, and they're doing that well.
Lockwood able to get an easy two right at the rim, and Coach Platt gonna take a timeout. This will be a full timeout, so the Foresters gonna talk things over. Down 9, under 2 minutes to play here inside Platt Arena.
Much like trying to appreciate literature or music for more than just an entertainment value, but also looking into the nuances of what makes a good piece of writing, what makes a good piece of music, what makes a song that moves you and is also technically interesting and that sort of thing. And so coffee has some of those same sort of textures to it. There's, depending on where a coffee comes from, depending on how it's roasted, depending on how it's prepared, there's all these different hands that touch the coffee and manipulate the coffee and move it, and you end up with this final product. And it started out as a living organism. It's an honorable trade, I think. It seems like a small thing, and it's different things to different people, but as far as appreciating what it is that I do, I take it very seriously and just kind of interact with the coffee.
70-61, 1:42 remaining here inside Platt Arena. The Foresters trail the Lancers. See the stack set coming from Grace out of the timeout. We saw the home run ball the last time they had that. Now they get into Philman. And a foul gonna be called on Daniel Wool. So Philman will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. That's gonna be Wool's 4th foul. We'll see Benedict and Featherstone both coming in. Philman, 70% from the line on the season. And gonna miss that one wide right. 1:30 remaining.
The Foresters have got to create something right here.
And Heinen losing it inside, and Lockwood immediately fouling Bowen.
A turnover was not what they were looking for right there. That really hurts them.
Say the Foresters got lucky there with the miss by Philman and had a chance to get a couple easy points and couldn't quite do it. Nice defense from Vanderhagen. Bowen at the line, shooting the 1-and-1. Bowen, a good free throw shooter. Able to hit the first. He's shooting at a 77% clip. Time starting to run out here on the Foresters, down by 10.
They're going to really have to pick it up not only on the offensive end, but the defensive end as well.
And a foul going to be on Vanderhagen away from the ball. This is Wool going to go to the line now. Shooting 2. Foresters in the bonus.
These free throws could be really crucial for the Foresters. Some people might say it's too late to come back in this game, but if they continually hit their free throws, it at least gives them an opportunity.
Wool able to convert. As we see Benedict take a seat. Rutland coming in. Second one short from Wool. Lockwood fouling Bowen. And I believe Lockwood now is fouled out of the ball game. So we'll see Devin Murder coming in for him. Bowen gonna go back to the line. This time he's shooting 2. Both teams in the bonus to play out the stretch. Able to hit the first. Second one good as well. Heinen up quickly. Coverstone works it back down to Heinen with the turnaround. No good. Popped out to Benedict for 3. No good. Coverstone almost with the board, and now Vanderhagen with it with 1 minute to play. And Coverstone going to take the foul.
Shots are just not falling for the Foresters tonight, Logan. It's unfortunate. Even when they seem to get a good defensive stop, it's hard for them to really convert on the offensive end.
St. Grace, though, a very good team, very well coached, and really came into this one with a game plan and has executed it very well against the Foresters.
I agree with that. They're strong. They just take it to the basket whenever they feel like it, and then on defense it's hard to get by them because they're so strong. They definitely use their physicality to their advantage.
Say these guys are noticeably bigger than the Foresters out on the floor. You can tell that those guys are seniors and been in the weight room for a while.
They spend a lot of time there.
Wool goes coast to coast and gets an easy 2. And Coverstone again getting the foul on Vanderhagen. Foresters still down by 11. 49 seconds remaining. Vanderhagen able to hit the first, and you got to think the Foresters might be calling off the dogs here now. Down by possibly 13. Haven't really been hitting the 3 ball well at all in this game.
When they needed it most, it just has not been falling really all night, but especially when they needed it most in the crucial moments of the final few minutes.
Coverstone taking the 3, and that's good. Maybe not just yet. Vanderhagen in the corner, able to find Olive. Olive will be fouled by Heinen.
That was a nice shot from Coverstone. We just needed it a little bit earlier.
Olive only shoots 72% from the line. Hasn't had a particularly strong game. First one good, though. Second one good. And Grace going to take a full timeout here late in the contest, 79-67. Foresters trail the Lancers, and possibly Foresters going to have to get themselves on board here.
I'm Mike Frame. I'm the head baseball coach here at Huntington University. This is my 31st year here at the university. We feel like that we have a tradition, a reputation of doing things the right way. We really place a high emphasis on commitment, personal responsibility, playing the game the right way, work ethic. Those things are all really important in our program. We're looking for those guys that really want to come to Huntington University and be challenged in the classroom, be challenged with their faith in Christ and growing in that part of their life, and place a high value on their baseball development, wanting to be a part of a program that's special. And that's what we try to work at every day.
We're back to the action now. Heinen taking a quick spot up three, and that drops. Vanderhagen fouled immediately by Coverstone. 30 seconds remaining in the ball game. It's going to be Coverstone's fourth foul, though.
Foresters are continuing to prolong the game, but you know what? We talked about earlier that in the Crossroads League, anybody can walk away with a win. Anything seems to be possible with these teams. They're all very well-rounded teams, athletic, skilled, and so it's interesting to see how close games like this will play out. Unfortunately, it might be a little too late for the Foresters.
Vanderhagen, though, missing. Still a four-possession game. Coverstone able to keep it in play, but that's going to do it here from inside Platt Arena. It's going to be 80-70. Grace taking down the Foresters here at Huntington University, and a well-deserved victory for Grace. Really had a very physical game, came out, knew what they needed to do, and really took care of business against the Foresters. Huntington just couldn't quite get too many shots to fall for themselves, and definitely shows here in the box score. Grace once again taking this one 80-70. We'll be back with the interview from Coach Platt.
If you look at a variety of the research regarding the top skill sets that employers are looking for, communication always ranks top 5. Many times it's the top 3. These are skills that are far more important, not only in job, but in life, in family context, in social context, in professional contexts.
One thing that's different about Huntington University as a Christian college is that we have a journalism major. Other Christian universities and the Council of Christian Colleges and Universities have a communication major in which you then subspecialize in these different areas. We have an actual major in journalism, an actual major in public relations, an actual major in communication studies.
Teachers try to incorporate different aspects of like the Bible into or core curriculum. There's so many things that can spark, you know, excitement, enthusiasm. But here you're reminded that in all of that fluff, in all of that glam, that Christ is the center and Christ is core.
One aspect of Huntington University that I think makes us distinctive is the fact that 100% of our teaching faculty have PhDs. Also, here at Huntington University, the communication department, we offer two very different perspectives on the same field of communication. So we have two professors here that view the field quite differently, and I think the students benefit from that.
Like in the Gospels, and I see Jesus interacting with people. He was a really good communicator and understood people well. That's kind of what communication is about, trying to be clear about what you're saying and to understand people. And so by practicing communication, I think we can become better at doing that, and I can be more like Christ in that way.
Plans don't always go the way we want them to, but you're not alone in this adventure called life. Remedy Live is a non-for-profit web station that strives to produce a positive message while helping teens who need it. If we can help you, text the word REMEDY to 313131 or visit our website at remedylive.com to chat with someone there. Remedy Live. We chat, we listen, we love.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Save 7 cents on every gallon of fuel with the JJ's Excellence Card. Stop in at any JJ store and get yours.
It's extremely prevalent in the movies we watch, the music we listen to, or the lives that we got. But I'm not talking money, lust, or something as simple as those. I'm talking self-indulgence, greed, and pride which need exposed. From the very beginning, dealing with Adam and Eve, someone told us a lie and straight up made us believe that we're so very important and ever so clean, that our lives are so necessary and that we establish the peace. That I'm the status quo and it's not you, it's me. Well, they forgot to mention that this life ain't glee. It's not about you and I, and it ain't about protecting me. It's not the clothes we wear or the makeup on your cheek. It can't be the number of touchdown points scored or successes with those beautiful feet, and it most definitely isn't the money that we got in the pocket of our jeans.
I'm Mike Frame. I'm the head baseball coach here at Huntington University. This is my 31st year here at the university. We feel like that we have a tradition, a reputation of doing things the right way. We really place a high emphasis on commitment, personal responsibility, playing the game the right way, work ethic. Those things are all really important in our program. We're looking for those guys that really want to come to Huntington University, be challenged in the classroom, be challenged with their faith in Christ and growing in that part of their life, and place a high value on their baseball development, wanting to be a part of a program that's special. And that's what we try to work at every day.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena. I'm here with Coach Platt. Coach Platt, unfortunately not the outcome we'd like to see, but going into this game, we knew Grace was going to be a tough opponent and it was going to be a tough matchup, especially with both teams being 2-2 in conference. What were your expectations coming into tonight's game?
Well, the same as always. We want to win the game. I thought that Grace was tougher than we were for the most part for the game. They came away with 14 offensive rebounds. You can't give up 14 offensive rebounds and expect to win. I felt like they, going after loose balls harder, all those kinds of things that we feel like we can do no matter what. And, the thing that you can't always control is whether or not shots go in. I mean, we don't want to shoot 5 out of 23 from the three-point line, We haven't shot the ball real well as of late. But, you know, those things are going to come and go and flows a lot, you know, and as soon as somebody starts hitting, then everybody can start hitting, but it goes the other way too. Once one or two guys are struggling hitting the shot, everybody's struggling. But those are the things you really can't control as much as you can, your effort and how hard you go at it. And I think sometimes we get a little too caught up into maybe some bad things that happen for us, or maybe a missed call or a missed shot or whatever that then affects our next play. And that's where we've got to grow up. You know, as a team, we have to get a little bit more mentally strong and a little bit more in tune to stay in the course and fighting back. I mean, it's not going to be easy. This is Crossroads League basketball. And in this conference, against good teams like Grace and everybody that we play, you got to bring it every possession. And I just didn't think we did that as much or as well tonight.
Two main contributors usually are Daniel Wool and Derek Heinen. Unfortunately, didn't quite have the game that they usually do, both a little quieter. Who do you think stepped up to kind of fill those roles tonight when they were not having the game like they usually do?
I don't know that anybody really stands out as filling in that gap a little bit. You know, I think guys are trying and that kind of thing, but it's going to be different people on different nights. It might be Austin Carazia. The other night at Goshen, it was Locke who came in and played really well and you know, went 8 for 8 from the field. And so it's going to be somebody different all the time. We certainly need to make sure that, you know, our guys on the bench are into it and they're ready to play and they're ready to go, which I think they're ready to play. But I think this the overall enthusiasm and passion that we need to play with wasn't really there tonight that we have to have. And if we can get that again, then we can be pretty good. But we can't, like I said, allow things that don't go our way to affect the next play. And if we can mature and grow in that, all of our guys across the board, then we can be pretty good. So we'll just see what happens as we go down the line.
On Saturday, you have Mount Vernon at home, a big game, another conference opponent. What are you looking to improve on as you head into this weekend?
Well, we obviously would like to shoot the ball better, like I've talked here this whole time. Just our overall effort and attention to detail on the defensive end and cleaning up boards and that kind of stuff, not giving up second shots. All the things I just mentioned here in the last 3 minutes. But you know, come out and understand we got to protect home court. In the Crossroads League, you have to win your home games, and if you don't, then you're going to be in big trouble because going on the road is really hard. I don't care where it is you go. So we got to strive for a split now. We got to try to get a split. But Mount Vernon is a good team, and they are well drilled and well coached, and so they'll come in here hard and be ready to play. They play St. Francis tomorrow, and I'm sure they'd like to get 2 as well.
Well, we're looking forward to what you guys will be able to do on Saturday. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Back to you, Logan.
Arena. Definitely not what they were looking for against Grace. Going to fall to 8-9 now on the year. And Huntington with a bit of work to do, but that's okay. The Foresters going to end up getting into their rhythm, as Coach Platt said, and have a big game against Mount Vernon coming up as well. As we take a look now at some final stats, Daniel Wool did end with 19 points. Derek Heinen only with 14. Heinen, though, shot 6 for 18 from the floor, not his best game. We know he can do a lot better than that. Carazia with 11.7 rebounds. But Logan Irwin, 20 points on the night. Couldn't quite hit a free throw there, but he got his points another way. Brandon Vanderhagen, 27 points. Saw a lot of crucial threes that he hit down the stretch. 10 rebounds as well, double-double for him. Philman, 10 points, 9 rebounds. A lot of guys there close to double-doubles. And kind of the big names there for Grace getting it done for the Lancers. And that definitely shows why they were able to come out here with a double-digit win.
Unfortunately, the Foresters just couldn't seem to stop the Lancers from driving into the lane, and that came back to hurt them, especially when your shots aren't falling and the defensive end isn't going well. It makes it very difficult to pull out a win.
Yeah, definitely hard for the Foresters to pull a win out, but they're going to be looking to pull one out here coming up on Saturday. Foresters, January the 9th at 3 o'clock, going to be taking on Mount Vernon Nazarene. As Coach Platt said, a big matchup here towards the bottom of the Crossroads League. Huntington really needs a win here to keep themselves above that 8 line. That's kind of the magic number for the Foresters. And so make sure you join us here at 3 o'clock on January the 9th. Foresters are going to be taking on Mount Vernon Nazarene. But as for us here tonight, we're going to say good night from inside Flat Arena. I'm Logan Hunt. Along with me, I was joined by Kelsey Cruz.